Are money worries keep you up at night post-divorce? Well, it doesn't have to be that way. Hi, my name is Keanon Slade, your guide to a life of financial independence and early retirement. So yes, I have achieved FIRE. That is, I have achieved financial independence, retired early, and I'm here in sunny Costa Rica. And so if you want to actually not have to worry about your money problems and you want to have some tips that will be able to help you on your journey, I want you to stay tuned to the very end. And so let's get into it. I want to stop you real quick just to say something to my divorced men. If you guys are looking for something that will help you after you've been divorced, separated, heck, even dumped, and you're still looking to move abroad and you're trying to figure out how do you adjust and to deal with this, I want to have something special for you because honestly, going through that situation, I want to give you something a little bit different because your journey is different, and you can find that information in the link below. And let's get into the rest of the video. So one thing about divorce or even separation, it can be very detrimental to your finances. And the one thing you don't want to do is cover your eyes. Oh, I don't see anything, or I hope it all works. Yeah. You don't want to actually take that habit because things don't work out like that. You want to be able to say, hey, this is what's important and this is what's not. And we can do this and we can't do that. You want to be able to do that. And the only way that you're going to do that is, point number one, actually have a budget. You want to actually have a budget. That is, you're going to be tracking your income. You're going to have forecasting, which means you're going to be able to see the future of your income. Now, I do this with a tool called Quicken. I've loved Quicken. I've used Quicken probably, I don't know, 9 years, maybe longer. I don't know. For a long time. The one thing that you need something to do is to be able to tell you what the future looks like. So after your separation, after your divorce, and you decided to go to a different country, you need to change the numbers. And okay, we're only working with this, or we're half of this, or we're going to work with this amount. And we need to adjust certain things. And if I got a house in my other country, which it doesn't have to be Costa Rica, and if they're paying this for rent and that, then I'm okay. But if I go over that, and so you get to know what you're doing before you actually sign the lease, buy the car, make the commitments, you get to see that ahead of time. And that really all starts with budgeting. And honestly, you guys should be doing that anyway, because yes, this is something that you want to do post-divorce, post-separation. But if you don't have that, it's very hard to say, okay, I have this money allocated for investments. I have this money allocated to enjoy my life, my play account. And this is what we're going to do. You want to be able to actually not be scared of the word budget and to actually look at it. And it's just as important as it was in the marriage or together with your partner before you got dumped or whatever situation you were in. You want to actually be able to have and use that powerful tool of budgeting to help you on your journey. If you guys are resonating with this video, I want you guys to watch to the very end because I'm providing a whole bunch of tips and tricks that will actually help you on your journey. So let's get into the next point. So the next point is understanding the cost of living in your new country. Now, this is crucial because people only think of it in one way. It's, oh, if I move there, it'll be too expensive, and don't go. But they never really think of it as, if I move there, I can cut my expenses and I can enjoy my life. And that is something that people miss. So when you're picking out your country and trying to figure out what it's going to be, where it's going to be at, you're going to figure out, okay, what's it going to look like? You're going to start having a vision, and you're going to write actual numbers to that vision. The cost of living is this, the apartment is this. Do I need a car because the transportation is so good in that particular country? I don't need it, so that's an expense I don't need. I don't need to buy all the stuff that I used to buy every year on Black Friday, and we're just going to celebrate by going outside, going to the beach, or going to different places and sites near wherever you're at. And those things will begin to become real, and you're starting to adjust what is the real cost of living in that country. And so when you're doing that, especially after post-divorce, you're like, okay, maybe I plan to live this grandiose style, but really I found that my joy came from these small amount of items. And for me, the small amount of items for me was I love to be outside. And so yeah, that's a big difference. Before, yes, I'm a technical person. I love electronics and all the gadgets and stuff like that. But I found that every time I bought one after the honeymoon time for the device, it was like, oh, it's here. You probably feel the same way when you bought your phone. You got your iPhone, your Samsung, or whatever it is, and it's like, oh, this is the coolest gadget. But now it just integrate it into what you do every day. Do you really need the next one? No, because you got everything you need. Are they going to sell you on the next one? Absolutely. If you don't find enjoyment from things that is longer than temporary, then you need to reevaluate some things, and that may really impact your cost of living of what you really want to have out of life so that you can enjoy it. So if you guys are resonating with this, I want you guys to click on the link below, because below in the description are some tools that'll actually help you on your journey. If you are considering moving to a different country, moving outside the United States, then you want to be able to think outside the box. The worst thing that you can do is to take your idea of the United States and think you're just gonna port that over to the country that you want and only change the things that you want and everything's gonna be okay. No, you actually have to think more than that. And honestly, if you're taking a family member, a son, a daughter with you, maybe you're a single father like me, and you're like, okay, there's things I need to consider. Are they in school? Yes, I need to figure out the schools and different things like that. You need to be able to think outside the box, because maybe they don't have football there. Maybe it's soccer. And is that gonna be okay? Did you think outside the box? Click the link below and we're gonna jump into the next point. The next point is, don't be afraid to ask for help. Ding, 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 I'm here. The thing that you have to realize is, when you're moving to a different country, a different place, if you're trying to become financially independent, the quickest route to do something is to go on the route that somebody's already traveled, that's someone that can teach you. If you're trying to DIY yourself, things take a long time. My story, which I used to say it a lot and I haven't said it in a long time, is it took me 6 months to move to Costa Rica. But in reality, it took me 6 years and 6 months, because the first 6 years I kept finding excuses, I kept lollygagging, and I didn't realize that it really wasn't about money in my situation. It was about all the stuff that I had up here that was keeping me back from actually leaving. And because of that, it took me 6 extra years to figure it out and stumble it over myself. And then when I actually got here, there was still a lot of stumbling to get through that probably could have been avoided if I actually sought out some help and stopped trying to DIY it or only Facebook and use 1,000 different people for references. You gotta realize, yes, turn that volume down a little bit, and to actually find a good coach, especially not just in this area, but a lot of areas in my life. And so that has helped me tremendously, and I recommend it for you. Don't be afraid to seek help. That brings us to the question for the day is, what areas are you seeking your help in? Are you getting business coaching, life coaching? Are you going through getting coaching or counseling because of the divorce? Are you seeking help because that's honestly the right thing to do? That'll actually help you. And tell us how you're doing it, how you're managing, what made you change to go seek help, and how you pivoted. And so just put that in the comment below and we'll get into the next point. The next point is invest wisely. And this is crucial when we're talking about your finances, because your money should always be working for you. I've a lot of times talked to people about money, and there's this assumption that their money is working for them. But really, when they're talking, they're only talking about job income. And that's one source. That means when you're not there, it's not growing. But if you're investing, whether it's in investments, in business, educating yourself, because eventually that's going to turn into money later on, you're going to actually invest well. And so no matter if you're separated, going to divorce, and you're like, oh, I had this growing for me, that wasn't even part of the plan, and we had this particular plan together, but now we're separate, now we got to do something else. I still got a backup, if you will, of investments that can actually help me through the journey, or I can grow or multiply, especially if it was, let's say you had a business, maybe it was real estate or something like, I know how to grow more houses, let's do that. I know how to open more X, Y, and Z's and be online, or open more programs and start more programs in my business, online business, because I know how. So those are the things that actually will help you invest. And of course, the stock market. I know how to buy more stocks because the stock market is low. It's low by the time you watch this video. And I know how to do it wisely. This is not a gamble. And I say that to my people who haven't invested at all. You may have grown up saying, people say, oh, investments are gambling. That's a lie. Now, I'm not gonna say investments don't have their own risk to it, but just everything does. And this is why you need the education, and goes back to my other point is, did you seek help? Did you get someone to help you, educate you, coach you on how to be a good investor, on how to run Airbnbs, on how to, somebody that had done something, shown their path, done what you and been where you're trying to get to, and actually can teach you. Are you following those particular principles? And so if you're doing that, then yes, your finances will grow, even if you got to, I won't say start over, but readjust because of your predicament that you're in with the divorce. That's very important. Invest wisely. Lastly, I'll say have something set aside for a rainy day. Now, I'm not a huge fan in emergency accounts. And an emergency accounts in this way. Money's just sitting in the bank. You picked the wrong bank, so it's not really making any interest. You got $10,000, you're making a penny a year on it. No. I don't think that's investing wisely. I don't think that's having an emergency account wisely. I don't think that's saving for a rainy day wisely. What I mean is have a plan. So if your emergency account is sitting in some stocks, and not maybe stocks is too regressive for a lot of people, indexes. They're sitting in some indexes, and the indexes are growing. And if there's an emergency, you have a plan to maybe use this particular small amount of cash. If it's higher, more than that, then we're going to have to liquidate. Have a plan. You're going to have a plan for a rainy day, that if something bad happened, that we are able to maneuver in that particular place. And of course, it will have enough cushion that it's okay. Do I really need to execute this plan? Yeah, we're getting close. Maybe I need to go open something else, go back to corporate, even though I don't want to go back to corporate, but I'm not going back with the same mindset. Before I was stuck in the rat race where it's like, we're going to make more money so we can climb. No, I'm going back to corporate so that we can put more into the investments or add and strengthen out what we need to do to have passive income so that we can live in our utopia a lot longer, forever. But you get my drift. And so those are the mindsets that you're going to have. So you are a new person, even when bad things happen, and you're going to need to be able to adjust those things differently. And so your rainy day fund, it has to be growing and working for you. And that's a principle that you should take. Have your rainy day fund account growing and working for you. So if you like this video, I want you to like the video. I also want you to subscribe. A lot of the people that watch my show or watch the channel do not subscribe. I really want you to do that. Just change that around. Just takes a few seconds. Just subscribe. With that, the algorithm helps push me more and gets this information out so that you can also share it as well. I also want you guys to click on the link if you already have it so that you can have some tools that will help you on your journey. And until then, I will see you on the other side.